This is a picture of my father in his boxing pose. He was young at the time. This was a picture of my father. He was a sergeant in the Army. The person in the Navy uniform was Sam Snead. My dad was many things. A legendary boxing champion, for sure. An American icon.
My name is Joe Louis Barrow.
And a true lover of the game of golf. A game that he would help change forever. He loved the individual nature of the game of golf, and I think he compared that to boxing. So your success is based on how you perform. Every city he was in, Joe was on the golf course if you couldn't find him. He was aware of the issue, that the golf was segregated. He didn't like that because when he was heavyweight champion of the world, he fought all comers. And he was most annoyed that black golfers weren't able to play against white golfers and play against the best golfers. Without question, he felt there was a bigger issue at hand. And it really came to a head with the 1952 San Diego Open.
He knew the organizers. They said they would invite him. They hadn't checked with the PGA of America first. When they checked in, they said, no, we have a Caucasians-only rule.
Then they called him up and said, Joe, we're going to disinvite you because there's this clause that no blacks can play in a PGA event.
Joe Louis just thought it was ridiculous. And that's when he contacted his friend, Walter Winchell.
It's time, America. Time for Walter Winchell.
On his broadcast, listened to by millions of people, Winchell made the statement that if Joe Louis was good enough to carry a gun in World War II, he certainly was good enough to carry a club in the San Diego Open.
After much debate and scrutiny, Dad was allowed to play, but other black players, including Bill Spiller, who had qualified, were not, for one simple reason. Section 1 of Article 3 of our bylaws state, any professional golfer of the Caucasian race over 18 years of age and residing in North or South America is eligible to become a PGA member. They let him play as an amateur because there was an amateur exemption in the bylaws of the PGA. My father would play and ironically be paired with PGA President Horton Smith in the first 2 rounds. And while he didn't make the cut, his presence kept the issue alive. My father said, I've got nothing against Smith personally, but I'm opposed to what he represents. For years, Joe Louis was not considered by many blacks as a fighter for their cause. I think it really reinforces who Joe Louis was and what Joe Louis meant.
He changed the rules. That eventually led to race didn't matter anymore.
As Jesse Jackson said at the memorial service for my father, before there was a Jackie Robinson, there was a Joe Louis.
An absolute legend. I remember growing up playing Joe Louis, the Champ golf course outside Chicago. As we go to break, we remember the life of Joe Louis.